Hi, I'm Jill. Welcome back to my channel. I'm your inner healing coach. And today, this message is for ladies over 45. If you've looked at yourself recently, maybe in the mirror, maybe just internally, and thought, I don't even know who I am anymore, I want you to know you're not alone in that. And I also want you to know that what you're feeling, it's not weakness, it's not failure, and it's not simply your hormones. Something deeper is happening, and most women were never given language for it. What I see over and over again is this: for decades, you built an identity around roles and responsibility. You became the strong one, the reliable one, the one who didn't fall apart, the one who handled things, fixed things, smoothed things over, pushed through. You learned how to keep going even when you were tired. You learned how to stay composed even when you were hurt. You learned how to perform stability even when internally you were carrying far more than anyone realized. And that worked. It truly did. It got all of us through marriages, miscarriages, motherhood, careers, crises, disappointments, maybe even betrayal, loss of our parents, loss of loved ones, loss of a children. It allowed you to function and to lead and to hold things together. But what most women don't realize is that if your identity was shaped primarily around survival and responsibility, there will come a point when that structure starts to feel misaligned. Not because you were unstable, but because the version of you that was built to survive is no longer the version of you that feels true. Around midlife, something shifts. The roles begin to change. Children grow up. Marriages either deepen or reveal the cracks. Careers plateau or lose meaning. Your body changes. Your energy changes. And suddenly that identity that carried you for 20 or 30 years doesn't fit the same way anymore. That disorientation can feel like loss, but it actually is exposure. It's the realization that you have been functioning from a survival based identity for a very long time. And your nervous system has been adapting for decades. It learned to stay alert, to anticipate what might go wrong, to overfunction so nothing would fall apart. We try to control. But it learned to suppress certain emotions because there wasn't room for them. And that's not drama. That is not anything wrong with you. It's intelligent adaptation. Your body chose survival and it did its job well. But patterns that protected you at 25 can start to exhaust you at 45, 50, 60. What once felt like strength can start to feel like strain. What once felt like responsibility can start to feel like resentment or emptiness. And when that happens, many women turn on themselves and think, what's wrong with me? I can't even tell you how many times I ask myself that. Why can't I just be grateful? Why do I feel off? But nothing is wrong with you. You adapted, and that adaptation kept you alive and functioning. But adaptation is not meant to become our permanent identity. At some point, the system that kept us moving forward needs to be retrained for stability rather than survival. And I also want to speak to the woman who believes that God is here, but you feel confused right now, maybe even spiritually distant. But God is not confused about who you are. He is not the author of confusion. And if you feel internal chaos, that does not mean you are spiritually failing. Lord, I pray you touch the hearts of the women who just heard what I said. It may just mean that your nervous system has been running on alert for too long, that you didn't even remember what settled feels like. You forgot what peace feels like. And God designed our bodies to protect you. And protection is not a lack of faith, but living in constant internal alert is not the same thing as living in peace. And midlife is not our season of weakness. It's often the expiration of survival identity. Thank you for the hormone shift. Thank you that my brain changed, because here is where wisdom matters, and you cannot reinvent your life from a dysregulated state. You cannot build clarity on top of internal chaos. Internal stability has to come before external reinvention. Stability first, then strategy. And when your system is steady, your decisions change. And when your decisions change, guess what? Your life follows. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And if you don't recognize yourself right now, it may be because the version of you that survived is stepping aside. And a truer, more aligned version of you is trying to emerge. But that doesn't happen through willpower or positive thinking alone. It happens through understanding your patterns, stabilizing your nervous system, and rebuilding identity from truth instead of survival. So if this resonates with you and you're ready to go deeper, my program, the Inner Healing Journey Method, is where we begin building that internal stability together. And before you go, I'd like to ask you to do me a favor. First, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it with another woman who is walking through midlife right now and would be blessed by this channel. I hope this message blessed you. Let me know in the comments how it made you feel today and if you can resonate with what I'm talking about. Because we are not alone, ladies over 50. We are not alone in how we feel, especially if we are walking into a new season after divorce, loss, abuse, and finally ready to do the internal work, finally ready to face our inner child and the pain that she has carried all these years. So I just want to thank you for watching today, and God bless you on your own inner healing journey. I'll see you next time.